A scream shattered the quiet streets of Manhattan, but what no one saw was the shadow lurking in the alley. That night, New York would never be the same. New York City had always been alive, buzzing with the rhythm of a million stories. But on a cold, rainy night in early November, one story turned deadly. Detective Marcus Hale, known for his sharp instincts, was wrapping up paperwork in the precinct when his phone buzzed. "Another one," his partner whispered, eyes grim. Marcus didn't need to hear more. The city's underbelly was speaking again. The scene was near Central Park, where a body had been discovered in a narrow alley behind a late-night diner. Witnesses were scarce. The rain had washed away most traces. But the crime scene told a chilling tale. A young woman, mid-20s, dressed in a red coat, lying face down with a single gunshot wound to the chest. Marcus crouched beside the body, noting the details. There was a faint scent of perfume lingering in the air, and nearby, a crumpled photograph. It was a picture of the woman with a man in a dark hoodie, both smiling. Who was he? And more importantly, why was she dead? If you think New York is safe at night, think again. And if you're watching from another city, comment below New York if you think your city could survive a night like this. The diner owner, visibly shaken, mentioned a suspicious man lurking outside just an hour before the incident. CCTV footage was blurry, but enough to give Marcus a lead. The suspect was tall, wearing black, and moved with purpose. As the night deepened, Marcus began piecing together the victim's life. Her name was Emily Sanders, a freelance journalist who had recently uncovered a story about corruption in the city's elite circles. Could this murder be connected to her investigation? Imagine discovering a secret so dangerous it could get you killed. What would you do if you were Emily? Comment your thoughts below. Back at the precinct, Marcus and his team dug into Emily's last known contacts, messages, and emails. Every clue pointed to one chilling possibility. She was silenced for knowing too much. But who would go to such lengths? And why choose a crowded city like New York as the stage for this crime? The rain tapped against the windows as Marcus stared at a map of Manhattan, plotting potential locations tied to Emily's contacts. Every dot represented a piece of a puzzle, and every puzzle piece was a threat. Somewhere in this maze of streets and shadows, the killer was watching, waiting. If you're from New York, imagine walking these streets tonight. Would you feel safe? Hit the like button if you think you could survive a night like Emily's. As the clock struck midnight, a new alert came in. Another disturbance, another alley, another potential lead. Marcus felt the weight of urgency pressing down. This wasn't just a murder. It was the beginning of a dangerous game that could consume the city. Before leaving, Marcus turned to the camera of his security system and muttered, "We are just getting started, and the city doesn't know what's coming." Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're a New Yorker, hit subscribe to follow Marcus' investigation. And if you love New York's mysteries from afar, drop Los Angeles in the comments. The city's lights flickered, and in that brief darkness, someone disappeared. Was it the killer, or another victim waiting to be found? The next morning, New York awoke to the shocking news of Emily Sanders' murder. Headlines splashed across screens and newspapers, "Journalist killed in mysterious Manhattan alley." Citizens whispered about the darkness hiding behind the city's bright skyline. Detective Marcus Hale felt the weight of expectation pressing down. The city demanded answers, and he was running out of time. Back at the precinct, Marcus analyzed the blurry CCTV footage again. He slowed down the frame where the suspect's face should have appeared, but only shadows stared back. No one recognized him. Yet, there was something familiar in his posture, a deliberate, almost practiced movement. If you were watching this footage, could you spot the killer? Comment below if you think you'd notice something suspicious. Marcus's partner, Detective Lena Ortiz, brought a new lead. Emily had been working on a story that hinted at a secretive underground network operating in Manhattan. Some names were scribbled in her notes, hidden in code. Marcus examined them carefully. One stood out, CR. Who was CR, and why did Emily fear revealing this name? The detectives decided to trace Emily's last steps. The diner alley, the coffee shop, the subway station. Every location added more questions than answers. At each place, the air felt colder, as if the city itself was warning them to stop. New York can be beautiful and dangerous at the same time. If you've ever walked alone at night here, comment New York if your city feels safer. Meanwhile, a mysterious tip arrived at the precinct, an anonymous call claiming to know the identity of the killer. The voice was distorted but urgent. "Look where the pigeons gather, before it's too late." Marcus frowned. Pigeons? Was it a code? A meeting point? Or just another dead end meant to distract them? Determined, Marcus and Lena went to the city's famous Parkside Square, known for its flocks of pigeons and quiet corners. There, hidden behind a statue, they found a small envelope with Emily's name scribbled in the corner. Inside was a single key and a note. "Follow the shadows, they know the truth." If you found a mysterious key linked to a murder, would you take it or call the police? Comment your choice below. The key led them to an abandoned warehouse near the East River, a place where whispers of illicit deals and secret meetings had long circulated. Inside, the smell of damp concrete and rust filled the air. Every creak of the floorboards made Marcus' heart race. Somewhere in this building, someone was watching. Suddenly, a movement, a figure darted across the shadows, vanishing before they could confront him. Marcus felt a chill. They were close, but the killer was always one step ahead. The game had just begun. If you were in Marcus' shoes, would you chase the shadow or wait for backup? Comment below what you'd do. Back at the precinct, Marcus stared at a wall covered in photos and notes. Emily's murder was no random act. It was a message, and the city's darkest corners were alive with secrets. Someone powerful was pulling the strings, and Marcus knew they had to act fast, before another life was taken. Like, comment, and subscribe to follow this chilling investigation. If you're from New York, hit subscribe to see how Marcus uncovers the truth. And if you're watching from afar, drop New York in the comments. We want to know where our viewers are watching from. Some secrets don't just hide in the shadows. They lurk beneath the streets of New York, waiting to strike again. Detective Marcus Hale couldn't shake the feeling that the city itself was closing in on him. The streets, once familiar, now seemed like a maze of danger. Emily Sanders' murder wasn't just a crime. It was a message, and the killer was getting bolder. The key they had found led Marcus and Lena to a hidden door in the abandoned warehouse. The lock clicked open, revealing a narrow staircase descending into darkness. The air smelled of mildew and something metallic, like blood long dried. Every step Marcus took echoed, warning him that someone, or something, was watching. If you had to go down a dark, unknown stairway linked to a murder, would you go alone or wait for backup? Comment below. At the bottom, they discovered a hidden room filled with filing cabinets, old newspaper clippings, and hundreds of photographs pinned to the walls. It was a secret archive, documenting the city's hidden crimes, people who had disappeared, bribes paid, scandals buried. Among the files was Emily's recent investigation, now fully exposed. Marcus picked up a photograph that made his blood run cold. It was of Emily, smiling with someone in the shadows, the same mysterious figure from the CCTV footage. But there was more. Several photographs showed influential people meeting in secret, and Emily had noted every name meticulously. Would you risk your life exposing the truth like Emily? Comment your answer below. Suddenly, Lena gasped. On the wall, scrawled in red, were the words, "Stop digging or the next one is yours." Marcus's heart pounded. The killer wasn't just dangerous, they were personal. Someone was warning them directly. The detectives carefully collected evidence, knowing any misstep could be fatal. But then, a noise, a faint shuffle from the corner of the room. Marcus and Lena turned, flashlights cutting through the darkness, but there was no one. Only the sound of dripping water and their own racing hearts. If you heard something in a dark room while investigating a murder, would you investigate or retreat? Comment what you'd do. Back above ground, the city lights looked different, harsher, more threatening. Marcus reviewed Emily's emails again and noticed an unusual pattern. One email sender kept appearing, always with cryptic messages about the council and the watchful eyes. Marcus had told him this wasn't just one killer, this was a network, and Emily had stumbled onto it by accident. Then, a breakthrough. The mysterious initials CR from Emily's notes matched a powerful city official who had publicly championed law and order. Could someone so respected in public really orchestrate murder in secret? Marcus knew the answer could shake New York to its core. If someone you trusted was secretly dangerous, would you confront them or gather proof first? Comment below with your choice. As night fell, the city felt alive with whispers. Somewhere, the killer was watching, anticipating Marcus' next move. Every shadow in the alley, every flicker of light, could conceal danger. Marcus felt the tension tighten like a noose. One wrong step, and the case could become his last. Before leaving the scene, Marcus turned to Lena. "We are close," he said, voice low. "But the closer we get, the more dangerous it becomes. Emily's story, it's bigger than we ever imagined." Do you think Marcus and Lena can solve this before another life is lost? Hit like if you believe in them, and comment if you're watching from afar. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow Marcus and Lena as they descend further into New York's dark secrets. If you're from New York, hit subscribe for the full investigation. And viewers from other cities, drop New York in the comments. We want to hear from you. The city was alive, but somewhere in the darkness, the killer smiled. Tonight, the truth would finally be revealed. Detective Marcus Hale stood on the rooftop of a high-rise overlooking Manhattan. The city stretched endlessly, lights flickering like distant stars. Every corner, every alley, could hold the killer or another victim. Emily Sanders' murder had turned the city into a dangerous chessboard, and Marcus was running out of moves. The key they had found in Part 2 had led them to a hidden underground network of tunnels beneath the East River. These tunnels weren't on any map. They were used for secret meetings, hidden transactions, and now, murder. If you were about to enter a place nobody knew existed, would you go alone or wait for backup? Comment what you'd do. Inside the tunnels, Marcus and Lena followed the dim glow of lanterns. The air was thick, damp, and tense. Suddenly, a voice echoed, "Detective Hale, welcome." From the shadows, a figure emerged. It was CR, the powerful city official Emily had investigated. Calm, composed, and dangerous. Marcus' heart raced. This man, respected by the public, had orchestrated Emily's murder. But why? CR revealed the chilling truth. Emily had discovered a network of influential people controlling the city's underworld. She had planned to expose them, and CR couldn't risk the truth coming to light. Would you confront someone powerful who was willing to kill to protect secrets? Comment below what you do. Before Marcus could react, the lights flickered, and two masked figures appeared, blocking the exit. It was a trap. CR had anticipated their investigation. Marcus realized this was bigger than a single killer. Emily's death was just the beginning of a war for control beneath New York streets. Lena whispered, "We need a plan." Marcus nodded, signaling her to move quietly. They split up, using the maze-like tunnels to their advantage. Every step was risky. Every sound could mean discovery. If you were trapped in a deadly maze, would you run or hide? Comment your choice. Finally, they cornered CR in a dimly lit chamber. The evidence Emily had collected spread across the floor. Marcus raised his gun, voice steady. "It's over. You won't harm anyone else." CR smiled coldly. "You think this ends with me? You have no idea how deep it goes." Suddenly, he lunged for the door, but Lena was faster. She tackled him to the ground, while Marcus secured the area. Backup arrived moments later, taking CR and his accomplices into custody. Do you think justice is truly served when someone powerful falls? Comment your thoughts below. Outside, the city breathed a sigh of relief. The storm had passed, but Marcus knew New York's darkness never truly disappeared. Emily Sanders' story had exposed secrets, but her courage inspired change. The city, alive with lights and shadows, had been shaken, but not broken. As dawn broke over Manhattan, Marcus looked out across the skyline. The case was closed, but the lessons lingered. In a city that never sleeps, vigilance was the only way to survive. Thank you for following the investigation. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're from New York, hit subscribe to explore more mysteries in the city. And if you're watching from afar, drop New York in the comments. We love hearing from our viewers worldwide.